Damn it! I thought I would get like an @ or something in the Discord, but no, apparently not. I didn't get that. I got ooh, looks nice. Looks fancy, but bougie. Fancy. Do we open this door? Can I open this door?
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
How? Oh, okay. Oh my god. There we go.
Oh, Nighthawk is a test dummy? Are you a test dummy? What the hell's wrong with this shit?
For
The avatars
some
have been
reason, I
doing
turned-
that. You have to switch back to the other avatar and then try and switch back and switch between until
just
it
gonna
doesn't do
sit in this
anything. I don't
Abby
know, it's been
until
doing that all
I
day.
get finished the other one. I'm send this one until I get that one.
Yeah, give me a second.
What the?
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. You have
Yeah,
to
it's
switch
been
back
doing
and
this
forth
since
until.
last night.
Yeah, it's weird. You have to switch back and forth constantly until you get it. God damn it! Get him
It's
again.
just VR chat being fucking stupid, as per usual. Yeah, if you're seeing some lighting issues, Viper, the world is kind of effed up. The world needs to be updated, so just ignore it. If
I'm
you're
getting
some
none.
lighting issues. Yeah. So we'll figure it out. But everything should work otherwise. Yeah, Nighthawk will figure it out. All right, so this shouldn't take us too long. Probably, usually it goes around 30, 35, 40 minutes. Probably a little less, a little bit longer. It fluctuates. But this is just kind of gives us a chance to, do a little bit of introduction to, the group. I know you were a last-minute application. We try and, show you guys, how the Discord works. Give you a little background on our lore, our history. Little things here and there, A, B, C. Real simple stuff. Nothing too complicated. We try and give you just kind of like some basic highlights of just how our group works. I do encourage questions. Our community has been around since early 2018. We've been around for a very, very long time, and that is my alarm. Of course, it's gonna bother me right now. So we've been around since 2018. We've been around for a long time. So our lore and our story and everything else, it's got some deep roots. So it can be very confusing to new people. I totally get it. Even the members that have been here for a long time, they get confused sometimes. Totally understandable. Even myself making new stuff and new content, sometimes I have to refer back to things sometimes, and it's like, I did that? Like, what the fuck? So, yeah, I get it. So, we try and keep our roots as solid as possible. I'm sure that, you two have seen, groups pop up left and right in VR chat, and, it's just a new idea left and right. We've kept our ideas since, day one, and, we stick with it. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over, it's going to be 2 videos. The first one is going to be an introduction video, kind of going over some simple group stuff. The other parts of it is going to be like simple role playing and stuff like that. We do concentrate on a little bit of role playing. Half of it is milsim, military simulation. The other part is role playing. We do have our fair share of character development, where you do have to have, your own characters. We implore people to have their own characters, and they have to basically inject their characters and how they act into the milsim and the stories and the lore and stuff like that. Everybody has their fair share of doing that kind of stuff, and it basically develops and makes a story that, it's developed to something that has been what it is today, and it's honestly, it's quite phenomenal. Granted, we're smaller than most communities, but no other community in VR chat can develop we've what we've gotten today. So yeah, there's a reason why we do what we do and why we continue to have the practices that we do. So of course, I'm going to go through it. I'll probably ask some simple questions, see if you understand it, stuff like that, and stuff like that. And then the second video is going to go over some common combat practices and some radio etiquette, some very simple stuff. After this, we'll have more detailed and more extensive trainings that are separate days that, that are way more detailed. This is just kind of goes over highlighted stuff. So this is just to kind of get your foot like in the door to like the next time we have an operation, you kind of know the basics and you can follow your team around and you know what you're doing, so you're not lost. That's basically what this is for. So if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to stop me. I'll pause, whatever, all that. So I'm gonna drag that up real quick.
I'm incredibly out of place. Orange man.
So Unity is slowing just a smidge until that is fully uploaded. So give me a minute and come on. There we go. Where are you? There we go. Everybody can see that popping up?
Yep.
Affirm.
Good?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
Blow my ears out. Just blow my ears out, I'm calling it. Nope, I can't.
Alright, so if you can see the screen, go ahead. You should be able to touch it from here. If you want to slide that slider up for the volume, it is very low. It always starts off that way. So if you want to go ahead and turn it up for yourselves.
Part 1B, who we are. The Rjpf, or Russian Japanese Political Federation, is a relaxed military simulation community focused on heavy full dive military simulation within the VR chat, Arma, and Star Citizen under Russian Japanese modern theme. The original group was created May 9th, 2018, started with the FRAMTM and are massively developing and an ever-evolving story, and the way the members have steered it has come to know as the Rjpf. Fuck you. Develop a story on whether community medical, we have a large capacity typing we have the waifu groups and the main culprit. What we do, and it may always bring problems to community like ours. Not just ours, but if you're joining from said waifu group one, or all special what they think we are not trash like waifu group. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I came from Milsim. Okay. I am a proud warrior and soldier of the Rjpf and its people. I preserve to protect those who are weak and bring about the better world to those around me. I revere the long line of expert soldiers who by their duty and sacrifice of self-made, made it possible for me to be a member of a service honored and respected in peace and in war. Throughout the world, I never, by word or deed, will bring reproach upon the fair name of my service, nor permit others to do so unchallenged. I will cheerfully and willingly obey all lawful orders. I will always be at my station, alert, move swiftly, strike vigorously, to always march with pride and deliver the promise of good ethics, and to always pave the way forward. Knowing these core values should put the mindset that we do in everything we do. Let's get started. I guess it's part 2 now. SOPs. SOPs, I forgot that. What's that acronym again? I forgot. 14 minutes, damn. Standard operating procedures. MCUs. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. This gonna be green is enlisted, red is NCOs. 2 or higher. So like, what would you HR? Same thing with UHR. Real title and curtain suit. Sir, yes ma'am, I suppose. Your dish appears when you dress in this, so you let them say, ooh. Kazuko Mio? Yeah, Kazuko Mio. Captain. Yeah, the rank is you can say sir or ma'am instead, depending on the person in front of you. The addresser, sir. As ma'am, sir, look at the avatar and confirm it is a male or female, and not for the voice. This is called being in character. Kazoko Mayo? She has the same rank as you, but not mandatory, but shows respect towards the other shoulder. When someone has a lower rank than you, it also does not need to be saluted, but you can also do this out of respect. When I salute you first, you must salute back. Just no matter what rank you possess. Oh boy, this is my type of style. Made best to be rendered. It is also important to know the Emperor must be addressed as Your Excellency. My Excellency. Raj. Briefing. Zuko, a Mayo. Pumpkin ass hat. Yeah. Some orange. Follow your CEO and stand STS, shoulder to shoulder. Now, if you have to start running around when I'm tolerated, saying in character in RP, saying in character will get you removed from the event. You will receive one warning for this. Raj. Honor parade formations. Oh, 5 for the basics. In which directly you were looking at the front at the start. This will give you a starting point. So the command front face is given. You look in the direction you looked before the formation was ordered. Right face. Looking to the right from the direction you are currently looking at, the start restarts with every command. This means when the order is given right face, you are looking to the right. If this command is still ordered, again, you will look once again to the right of where you were previously looking. Right, left face. Looking to the looking this restarts. This means so left, right. So left, right, right, left, right. Okay. I think I got that. I'm gonna probably fuck it up.
Alright. So, I'm not going to make you practice it. I'm not going to do any of that. We stopped doing a lot of that a while ago. So, the only thing you really need to pay attention to, or really need to know, is the left face, the right face, and, fuck. Nighthawk. What's the one that Kaneko uses? What's the one he uses mostly?
He
Forward
basically
face, right?
just uses left face.
He uses forward face. There's only the really 3 ones you need to know. This slideshow is slightly out of date. I need to update it as well. So those are only really 3 things you need to know. The only reason why we use that is just to stay organized in the face of the public. Because when you're in public worlds and we are doing patrol runs or something like that, things tend to get a little hectic. So if you end up showing up to one of those, we tend to, that's what you're really paying attention to and listening for, is just kind of the face formations and stuff, so we can kind of like stay organized and stuff. So when we know we're going into a portal, stuff like that and whatnot. So other than that, we really don't use those things, so you really don't have to pay attention to it too much. So other than that, yeah, we don't take it that serious when it comes to the formations and the parade rests and all that stuff. So yeah, so figured I'd clarify that.
One keeps pings on for the section. Oh, these public worlds. Huh. Neat. Neat. Got me interested.
Got my controller here. Feels so bad. All right. Any questions about what you just watched? Anything at all? Nope.
No.
Pretty simplified stuff. Yeah. It's easy stuff. You'll get the hang of it. Like I said, it's pretty simple. As long as you're following pretty much, you know, your peers, it's pretty simple. We're not too much of a dick when it comes to correcting people when it comes to it. Like I said, as long as you're acting appropriate when it comes to, you know, the main operations and stuff like that, you should be fine. You know, and as long as you ask questions, and if you're stumped and you don't know what the hell's going on, as long as you ask, somebody's bound to, you know, tell you what's up. So, as long as you're talkative and you ask, you're fine. So, let's see. There we go. Just to work real quick.
Every human being born, barring organic deficiency of some sort, mentally or emotionally, is born with the natural faculties and powers to play this game on the highest level if they're willing to pay the price. We all did it when we were children playing pretend games. Acting is a state of mind. It's not a concept. It's not, it's not a theory. It's not a method. It's not a technique. It's not a process. It's not a procedure. It's a state of mind. It's about priorities. Your imaginative power is limitless. It's infinite. I work four muscles. Your childlike innocence, and you haven't lost your childlike innocence. It's still there. It's buried under adulthood, granted. But I work very hard at reviving people's interest in their own childlike innocence. The great actors, brilliant actors today and in the past have that childlike innocence in the work. Your imagination, which is infinite and limitless. How dare some acting teacher, some director say, well, you can't imagine that because you've never been there. What they can say to you, if they're teaching, hopefully, you haven't used your imagination enough. The third muscle is your vulnerability. Unless there's something organically wrong, you have the limitless vulnerability. results, product presentation, good, bad, right, wrong, approval, etc. That's a terrible thing to take into an audition. You just can't be open. You can't do as well. The other cancer is subjectivity. And that's even trickier because we all have personal opinions. Or they, well-meaning, oh, I don't have enough time. That's subjective input. Already you're cutting your legs out from under you. Or I don't have enough information. That's typical actor mentality. That most actors, that's the way they think. Instead of the better actors, the more compensated. I absorb. If you accept and absorb the information you're getting, you can understand it much deeper, much better, and much more accurately. One of the things I love saying to new actors, you're asking yourself to behave naturally under unnatural conditions. So why wouldn't you follow the way you behave naturally in your everyday life? And where most acting techniques take you away from that. There was still an actor who asked Stan Slugger, explain to us the method, your method. And he said, quote, and it's a quote, I have no method. I just do everything I have to do to get what I need and want out of an actor. End of quote. Makes perfect sense to me. He's so misinterpreted. I mean, those substitution, all that stuff, those are exercises to help you get ready to do your work. He didn't say bring him to rehearsal, bring him to the performance, which is what a lot of bad method actors tend to do. It's a game of pretending. Some of the greatest actors in history have said that. To be a successful actor, you have to have the hide of a rhinoceros and the heart of a baby. That's the key. That's the secret. It's that childlike innocence. Daniel Day-Lewis publicly says it all the time. People refuse to accept it. He says, I have a private room in my home where I go to daydream. It's a game we play. But he gave a very in-depth interview on New York Times after he had finished filming Abraham Lincoln. And he said, quote, I am not unhinged. I know I am not Abraham Lincoln. But for some reason or other, I'm willing to accept the illusion. That's an adult way of saying play pretend.
Now, you're probably thinking, what the hell did I just fucking watch? A lot of people probably thinking that too. Why the hell did I just watch that? I show that for a multitude of different reasons. Over my years of doing this, almost 7 years of doing this, believe it or not, the people of VR chat, I've seen my fair share of people come through this community, and I'm gonna be honest. Some people just blow big fat cock at role playing. They suck. It's just a straight fact. Some people just aren't capable of doing it. Can they improve? Absolutely. Absolutely you can. It's just, some people just can't do it. It's very simple to role play. Absorbing your environment, knowing what people are doing around you, understanding your environment, and understanding what other people are doing. Exactly what's said in the video. As long as you can understand what other people are doing, understanding your environment, and putting your practices into the character that you developed, anybody can do it. It's not hard at all. The reason why I show this video is because if you're really going to get into our lore and story, and you create a character, it's very important that you do it. Now, granted, the two of you, it's not required to create a character, as it showed in the first video. You're not required to create a character, but you're just going to be very limited on what you can earn and get in future stuff. So you can still show up to ops and stories and stuff like that, but when it comes to character development and, future stories and medals, rewards, and earning stuff, you just won't be able to earn that kind of stuff. But you can still participate. But again, this is still important because you'll be participating with people that do have characters. So you'll have to respect them when it comes to the environment that they're trying to immerse into. So you'll have to understand that. So understanding that what they're trying to get into, you don't want to ruin their immersion. So, does everybody have any questions on that? No? Cool. All right. So, yeah, it can be very complicated at some points, but in all actuality, it is very simple to, it's very simple to role play. Okay, Navy jet. Nice. Wonderful. All right. I live in Virginia. I'm surrounded by 4 naval bases. I apologize. Fucking assholes. All right. So, I will continue. Shouldn't be too much longer.
This is hell. This is hell. Oh boy. Yo, these goobers. Just going moving for. Oh, fuck yeah! I love these guys.
Movement refers to shifting of forces on the battlefield. The key to moving successfully involves selecting the best combination of movement formations and movement techniques for each situation. You must consider factors of MET-TC in selecting the best route and the appropriate formation and movement technique. There are 3 squad movement formations: squad column, squad line, and squad file. Squad column is normally used as the primary formation. Squad line is used when maximum firepower is required to the front. Squad file is used within close terrain, vegetation, or limited visibility conditions. The squad file has the same characteristics of the fire team file. The position of the squad leader and team leaders can be adjusted depending on the situation. It may not always be best to have the team leader as the point man. The squad file provides the easiest method of control, but is the most difficult formation from which to maneuver. This formation provides maximum immediate fire to the flanks, but masks most fire to the front and rear. Moving in the squad file provides the least amount of security to the unit. The squad line provides limited maneuver capability due to both fire teams being committed. This formation concentrates the maximum amount of the unit's firepower to the front end and is typically used during the establishment of a support by fire position. The squad line provides very little security to the flank and rear. The squad column is the most common movement formation and provides the best compromise between the squad line and squad file. It allows the most flexibility for the majority of situations. This formation facilitates maneuver and provides good dispersion laterally and in depth. The squad leader has the best control in the squad column. When the squad moves independently or as the rear element of the platoon, the rifleman in the rear fire team provides rear security, rendering all-around security. Leaders must know how to select a formation based on which one best allows control, flexibility, firepower, and security. Movement techniques are the position of your squads and fire teams in relation to each other while moving. There are 3 movement techniques: traveling, traveling overwatch, and bounding overwatch. Like formations, movement techniques provide your unit with varying degrees of control, security, and flexibility. The squad traveling formation is used when enemy contact is not likely. The travel technique offers the best speed and control during maneuver, but offers the least dispersion and security because the trail team follows closely behind the lead fire team. Because teams are closer during movement, the travel technique is easier for the squad leader to control. It is not normally used in enemy territory. Traveling overwatch is used when enemy contact is possible, but the squad must move quickly to accomplish the mission. The lead fire team is pushed out further, approximately 50 meters, so that if contact is made with the enemy, the squad leader can limit that contact to the lead fire team. This allows the squad leader to maneuver the trail fire team around the lead team without the maneuver team being engaged by the enemy. Bounding Bounding overwatch is used when contact with an enemy force is expected or when crossing a large open danger area. One fire team is always in an overwatch position, prepared to lay down a base of fire while the other fire team maneuvers. This is the slowest movement technique and the most difficult to control, but it provides the best dispersion and fire control. When contact is made, the fire team in contact becomes the base of fire team to destroy or suppress the enemy. The fire team not in contact maneuvers to destroy the enemy. If the squad leader decides to break contact, the fire team not in contact occupies a support by fire position where it can direct fire on the enemy force. This allows the fire team in contact to disengage and fall back to a covered and concealed position. They provide covering fire while the other fire team disengages. This process continues until the squad successfully breaks contact with the enemy. There are two types of bounding overwatch: successive bound and alternate bound. In the successive bound, the teams bound forward to a covered and concealed position, generally parallel with the other teams. In the alternate bound, the bounding fire team does not stop parallel with the overwatch fire team, but moves beyond the overwatch fire team. Bounding overwatch provides the most control, the most dispersion, and the most security, but at the cost of speed. The squad leader must consider MET-TC and the advantages and disadvantages to the 3-squad movement techniques to move the unit and accomplish the assigned mission. Of the 3-squad movement formations and 3-squad movement techniques, the squad leader must choose from a variety of factors which is the one best suited for his mission and his environment.
Okay. So I know that was a lot of information, but don't worry. So this is another one of those limitation effects for VRChat. So a lot of those things you saw, you're not going to be able to use in VRChat. The reason why that is because, one, when it comes to our operations, usually we don't have that many people that come and join when it comes to our operations. Two, the environment is very unique, depending on the story and all that other stuff like that. So we usually just ask that you kind of, work with it as best as you can. Obviously, your squad lead is going to give you the best, the best details possible. So, obviously, you're not going to be able to follow, the bounding and the alternate and all that shit. You're not going to be able to follow it, to the T, as it said before. You're not going to be able to follow it exactly. We just ask that you try your best to follow formations as best as you can. You're not going to get penalized. You're not going to get kicked. You're not going to get banned for not following anything precisely. Like I said, this is just an overview to kind of get you in the right mindset of, hey, you know what? If your squad lead says, hey, A, B, and C, head over to that direction over there, south wall, blah, 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 you know what you're doing. And then if he says, hey, I want you to follow my lead over here. When I go over here, I want you to follow me up to this way. When I go up to, basically following the instructions. So you'll know what you mean when, or you'll know what he or she means when they are giving you orders. So it shouldn't be too difficult. Again, a lot of these things aren't necessarily used, especially in urban environments. Obviously, you can't use that in an urban environment. So obviously best practices are going to be used, but with that said, so any questions on that one? No? Alright. So yeah, let's see. Alright, so with lace reports, this is another, this one's a little weird, but we do use them. So obviously for For liquids, you don't have any liquids, obviously. It's VR chat, duh. So ammo and casualties, when we call for a lace, or your squad lead or team lead calls for a lace, you know, make sure you topped up on ammo, make sure your gun's loaded, you're racked. Are there any casualties? We ask for casualties because our health system is in game. You know, the AI can shoot you, and you know you can get blacked out, and you can die. A medic does need to pick you up, so that is a thing. So if somebody doesn't call out that they're okay, somebody's going to assume that you're down. So if they don't hear your voice, something's wrong. So make sure you're calling it out when the lace is called. So you know, making sure all your equipment's good. For this part, we're making sure, like, hey, are your controllers working? Shit like that. All your stuff is connected. Me too. Yeah, I'm looking at you.
Hi.
You garbage ass.
Why call me out in front of the new people, goddammit?
So, yeah, that's basically what we're looking for. So, yeah, simple stuff. We're basically making sure you're alive. Shit happens during operations that are pretty whack and crazy, so. So grids and maps, I believe, Viper, you are very familiar with these, I think. I don't know how long you've been in UHR. Maybe. Come on. I'm sure you're very familiar with this. We use the same system as UHR. We've adopted their system a while ago. My stick. Come on. Or not. Oh, there we go. So, it's pretty simple to understand. I don't know why it's so fucking distorted. Wow, that's really distorted, isn't it? What happened to this damn video? Whatever. That's really garbage. I don't know what happened. It used to be more, It used to not always be that way, so I don't know what's going on with that. Alright, well.
Probably YouTube DL updates over time.
Probably. Okay, well, I guess not. So, anyway, so with the grid maps, it's pretty simple. I can't really explain it here without actually showing it, but it's basically just lining up the bottom numbers with the side numbers, and you're just basically coming up with 2, and you're basically finding the center number within the smaller cubes. I can show it better when we actually have one that we use. We don't actually we use the grid maps and the grid references when we actually have the intel. So currently in lore, they don't show up too often, only because we have a different mapping system that we use. But when it comes to the grid, like this type of this system, we don't use it all that often, but it shows up very rarely. But that's only if we have the actual intel, and intel is found by finding it in prior operations or, you know, classified documents, but your team actually has to find that in the world and stuff like that. So again, this is probably, you don't have to worry about it too much, but when the time comes, I will take note of it to show you more when that time comes, to show you how to use it. But it's very simple, so yeah, easy stuff. I'd show you, but I guess it wants to be distorted, so I don't know.
All Army elements must be prepared to enter any battlefield or operational space and adjust to any number of fluid situations from enemy combatants or even non-combatants that may affect the operational environment. When following an operation order, or op-ord, or a fragmentary order, or frag-ord, you may be required to send a current situation report, or sitrep. The following are the guidelines for sending a sitrep to the next higher element. Timely and accurate reports of friendly element locations, obstacles, and contacts are necessary to reduce any incidents of potential friendly fire. Line 1. Date and Time Group, or DTG. This is the time and date the report is being sent. The time is the local time or Zulu time the report is given. Line 2. Unit. Identify the unit making the report. Line 3. From. Report the time that the operational situation started or will start. Line 4. Until. Report the time the operational situation ends or will end. Line 5. Map. Give a minimum 6-digit grid of the squad or team location. Line 6. Enemy. Report enemy activity by nationality, location, mission, time of sighting. Line 7. Non-hostile. Report non-hostiles in the area, civilians, humanitarian organizations, and media. Line 8. Own. Report activities of own forces. Changes in location of units or formations. Activities of forces not attached to originating unit.
Alright, so this one's a little bit more simple. So when we're looking for a sitrep, usually when you're in an operation, your next higher element is going to be COC, Command Operations Center, which is usually going to be, most likely it's going to be me, and I'm going to be usually playing COC. So that's going to be your next higher element, and usually over the radio. So if you're needing mission details, you need an update on something, you need to give COC an update on something, or blah blah blah, or whatever, that's who you're calling. So after your squad lead, that is going to be your next higher element. And usually the person who's talking on the radio is going to be your team lead. So it's usually team lead, squad lead, and then the next higher element is COC. So if you're not in those three, you usually shouldn't be talking on the radio. So just be aware of that unless you're in a dire situation. But usually COC usually can't do much for you if you're not, so be aware of that. But usually the person giving a sit rep is usually squad lead or your team lead. So with that said, when a sit rep is asked for, I can reach this. There we go. So line 1, you don't got to worry about line 1 because a date and time, let's be honest, you're in VR chat. There is no date and time. Our lore is different and it differs from real life. Our year is way off in the future. It doesn't exist. So you don't got to worry about that. Don't worry about it. So the unit, you do have to worry about that. You will get that information before the operation starts. You'll figure it out. So like the last operation, it was Disciple 7. Or tomorrow's operation, it's going to be Honey Badger. So it really depends on what the information you're giving. That's also used as your call sign. So from and until, you don't got to use that. Don't even worry about it. The map, you only really got to use the map is if you have one. In most cases, you really don't. So honestly, you really don't have to really use it, only if you have one. So I think the last time we had a map was what, Nighthawk? I think it was like 8 operations ago. It was a while ago, and it was only because we had like the intel.
Because it was like Barricade Incursion we had a part.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. It was a bit ago. Enemy, yes, you always want to report if hey, you know what? I see 3 enemy marksmen, blah blah blah, northwest of me. You know, you want to be able to call that out. Line 7, non-hostiles and own. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You're really only paying attention to 4 lines when we're asking for a sit rep. It's very simple. You're really basically giving only information. The only information you're giving is really just basically what you're seeing. Nobody cares about from and until and the date and time. Everything else is basically physical stuff that you're seeing. So that's really all you got to think about. Simple stuff. And again, this all has to do with the limitations of VR chat and our current lore and stuff like that. So it's easy stuff. So yeah, easy stuff. And of course, if you're new and you're coming in, you probably don't have to worry about this too much, because again, this is mostly your team lead and your squad leader is going to be dealing with this. So again, yeah, but you do want to be familiarized with it.
Here's what a sitrep would sound like for this particular scenario. Company 369 AR Fox 2 Squad is conducting a patrol along the Alvana River and observes an Albanese infantry squad transporting weapons.
Fuck.
So with this next part, you're going to hear this guy talk, and we don't exactly do it like this. You are more than welcome to do it like this, or talk over the radio, or talk to your squad mates like this. If you want to use phonetic alphabet, you are more than welcome to. It adds to the immersion. Some people are not familiar with the phonetic alphabet. I encourage them to learn it. If you want to use it, go for it. I use it all the time. It's very simple. Some people aren't, but if you want to add to it, you want to sound like a complete Chad over the radio, go for it. I am not going to discourage you from doing that, but make sure at least whoever you're talking to or you're communicating to, at least they know what you're trying to understand. They at least know what you're trying to say. But I do not discourage it. If you want to bring in more, if you want to bring more immersion into the community, I'm more than happy to hear it. But again, this is not exactly how we sound like. But again, good example. But
Fox 1, this is Fox 2, over.
Fox 2, this is Fox 1, over.
Fox 1, this is Fox 2. Sit rep, over. Fox 2, this is Fox 1. Send it.
Line 1, 12, 14, 05, Romeo, October 18, break. Line 2, Alpha Company, 369 AR, break. Line 3, 1400 hours, break.
Line 4, 1730 hours. Break.
Line 5, Quebec, Echo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, break. Line 6, Albanese, Alvana River, transporting arms, 1405 hours, break. Line 7, none, break. Line 8, patrolling along Alvana River, over.
Fox 2, this is Fox 1. Sit rep received, over.
Fox 1, this is Fox 2, roger, out.
Subsequent sitreps are used to report any changes from previous reports. Only those lines denoting a change are sent. By sending new sitreps in a timely fashion and as events warrant, higher elements are aware of the environment and subsequent actions can be addressed more efficiently.
Beautiful. I fucking love their videos.
so yeah, again, not really. We don't use the break or the line, or we call that out. We just say it straight up. Just make sure as much detail as possible when you're you're stating what you're trying to call out. Again, we're not trying to be over the top. Quick, simple, and to the point. We don't want to take up too much chatter over the radio or the comms when we're trying to talk. So again, also people are trying to role play as well when things are talking. So it can be a little bit of clusterous when things are going down, especially when bullets are flinging around and explosions are going off and animations are going off and stuff like that. So things can get a little hectic sometimes. So you kind of have to keep your head on straight. So with that said, hopefully that was not too much of an information bombardment. Do either of you two have any questions, comments, concerns, anything that you want to know?
Negative.
I know some of it needs to be a little updated, so yeah. No, nothing at all.
Nothing really on my mind right now.
All right. So I do know we do have an operation tomorrow. We have it's an older operation that that the community voted on to have refurbished. So the operation technically in lore has already been done, but we're redoing it with updated assets and a whole bunch of other stuff. As of today, since you guys both are here, you did this and you passed, you are both more than welcome to show up to it. So I know that we were having some issues with it 2 weeks ago, so hopefully I fixed those issues. So if again, if you want to show up tomorrow, yep. But that's pretty much it. You guys are good to go, unless you have any other questions. Oh shit, what was that? Man, all right. Yeah. Easy stuff, huh?
Alright. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it needs to be updated a little bit, but we'll get nothing. There's not too much detrimental information in there that's gonna ruin anything. So yeah. What's up, man?
Do we use the NATO way of describing letters like niner, tree, fife, that way, or no?
I mean, you could if you want. I'm not really too. I mean, technically you could. I've never had anybody do it before, so I can't technically say no on that.
I just prefer doing things the NATO doctrinal way, and the way the Army states it.
I mean, I don't see. I mean, I personally don't have an issue with it. I mean, lore-wise, I don't see why it wouldn't be adopted for somebody. I mean, technically, our lore-wise, our nation spread across two pretty big nations. So I mean, I don't see why something like that wouldn't be used. So I mean, yeah. I mean, if that's what you're comfortable with, I mean, I don't see an issue with it.
Roger.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Cool. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. But we'll have an operation tomorrow. But yeah, as long as you guys keep the that information channel open to pings, you should have everything you need when it comes to information popping up. But yeah, and if either of you want to create a character, if that interests you to go further to a stage 2, just let me or Nighthawk know. The channel will be open to you to create a bio. Again, completely, it's not required, but if you want to go that further, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to stay where you're at rank-wise. But as of right now, you guys are good to, you know, be where you're at. So, yeah.
Alright, well, thank you for hosting this. Thank you very much.
Cool. All right.
I'll be going my merry way now, so have a good one.
Alrighty. Well, yep, you too.
Question: when would the avatars be handed out? Because I don't have anything of the sort yet. All I have is this.
So we basically use well, Nighthawk has the basic avatar. So Nighthawk has, like, you see how they have custom avatars? That's because they have characters. So you would have to make a character to have a custom avatar like they do, the MCUs. See, VR chat's being stupid right now.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the enlisted combat uniform and all that jazz. And the
oh yeah, so
basic.
So basically tomorrow when the operation happens, when you snag it there, you'll be able to get it. But we just ask that you don't have it in public worlds or anything like that.
Same thing as UHR.
The same rules.
Yep.
Yeah. So when that happens tomorrow, you'll be able to snag it. And you'll be able to favorite it and stuff. But if it ever goes like invisible or something, don't unfavorite it, because the only reason why it goes invisible is because I turn it off for updates. So yeah, you might see it go invisible from time to time, but just don't unfavorite it.
Roger.
So yeah. What's up, BT?
I was gonna ask if I could just change into it to show it off, like the comment.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I mean, if you want to save it now, that's fine.
Roger will. Wilco.
If it wants to load, because VR chat, okay, it works.
God damn it.
It's actually a different one
Get the
tomorrow.
fuck outta here.
I think it's a slightly different one tomorrow.
You have a different one? Because that's the one that basically says comment avatar.
Well, it's a different one tomorrow. It'll be retextured tomorrow. It's slightly different.
Okay.
I typically try to train with whatever operation or group avatars I do about 2 hours. I typically try to train every day of the week, like an hour or so for UHR, this group in general.
Oh.
So I try to handle that with my buddies.
And let me just.
But I can try to get them in here.
Ours are definitely different. Mine are definitely not like elusives. I will say though, so since you are in UHR.
Roger.
You can copy it if you want to.
Elusive is very, very intelligent when it comes to scripting, and I am not. I know my knowledge, but I am not on his level. So I try my best, but I am nowhere near his level, and I will clearly admit that. My avatars are good, but they're not like his. I'm gonna admit that. So, if you're expecting anything like his, it's
Yes, ma'am.
You can experiment with the toggles, because for example that shield that's in your face, you can turn that
I
off.
couldn't notice it.
But it does provide extra protection if you want to protect yourself more against shot for enemies. So because I don't have it, I would be more vulnerable to shots by the AI.
How does the AI track you? How does it track you?
it's basically the same as UHRs.
Copy.
I wouldn't say it's the same as UHRs. UHRs, your guys is over there. They can't track you guys through. They can't track you guys through walls. You guys have the updated ones. I'm a version behind you guys. Luciv hasn't updated ours yet, so. But they're pretty much the same though.
Roger.
Not too much different. Man, this lighting in this world sucks.
Yeah, the guns are also gesture based. So
If you would like to go through the public operation, I can send you through it. It is available, but I mean that's up to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Totally up to you if you want to. But you know.
yeah. Let me just fucking fix that shit. God damn it. Stupid ass. I'm floating right now.
Let me
That's what I'm trying to fix right now.
let me disable my
I'm fixing
recording
it
now.
right now. Give me a second.
And disable my OBS.